Those are the party lights. Because we're having a party, guys. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Svetz series. Josh Svetz here. And today, yeah, I know, I gotta cut the beard a little bit. But it is time to answer one question. Is Logic back? I am doing a reaction review combination of Logic, The Return. And remember, if you liked this video, I do reviews, I do the Slept On series where I highlight different artists, and I do take user submissions for those. So yes, subscriber submissions are seen, they're listened to, and most of the time they make it on the channel. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, as well as just commentary and building a community overall, make sure to subscribe. And with that, let's go. Alright, so right off the bat, I don't want to be like every other music reactor and reviewer. I'm not going to try and dissect the whole song on my first listen. This is my idea. I'm going to give you my first reaction, and then after that, I'm going to listen to the track a few more times and give you a full review. Now, Logic and I have a complicated relationship, to say the least. I really liked his first few mixtapes, like the Welcome to Forever tape, as well as Young Sinatra. Logic has some really classic and great tracks. He is one of probably the better rappers in terms of his technical ability, but at one point, Logic might have lost his way a little bit. His last few albums and mixtapes have ranged from lackluster to downright cringeworthy. And let's not even talk about the Suicide song. I don't want to be alive. Who can relate? Yep. No. Bad. But at least with Bobby Tarantino 2, he was kind of moving away from that and really just spitting, really just rapping, showing off his prowess, showing off his lyrical ability and just his signature flow that seems to work well. But I'm gonna be real with you guys. I hated One Day. I think it might be the worst Logic song of all time. It's boring, it's preachy, it's awful. It's just awful, awful, awful song. I'm gonna get PTSD from it. But with the hype of Logic bringing back that Young Sinatra flair, I gotta be honest, my morbid curiosity has me intrigued. This could be a great track. I'm not going to act like I'm on the cutting edge of anything. There's a lot of reactors who have reacted to this already. This is kind of a late thing. This is a little bit of an experiment. But, you know what? Let's give it a try. Logic, The Return, starting now. Hold up, let me get up in it now. Bitch, I'm here to win it now. L-O-G-I-C, I'm feeling free, I'm finna bring it. Never thought I'd have to, but I keep the windows tinted now. Like, lottie-dottie, who got the keys to my Audi? Last time I said it went viral, I don't fuck with nobody. And y'all know a fucking thing about what I've been through. And all that official shit you love, I'm just not alright, come on. I like the beat. I'm really digging it. Alright, so obviously Logic is coming in with a lot of energy right now. He's spitting pretty heavy. He has some clever bars here and there, for sure. A little preachy at times. I'm not digging that part, you know. You've seen it. You saw it on my face as I was trying to dance. There were a couple times where I just had to stop and be like, I don't know, why are you trying to sell something? Also, that Nike line back there was kind of corny. I don't really dig that. But so far, you know, I like the beat. There's a lot to this going on right now that I'm digging, so let's continue. I can't snap. Yeah. Catchy chorus. Damn. Bobby biracial using his N-word privileges. I get what Logic's going for here. He's definitely going for a more uplifting thing. It seems like a personal track to him. I don't know if this is anything new that I haven't heard Logic spit about before. I really like the energy at the beginning, but honestly, as this track's going on, I'm starting to lose interest. Let's see if he can bring me back into it.
Motherfucker Trump said that shit on my last album, but you wasn't tapping in. Fuck a mumble, let's make America rap again. Industry don't give a fuck about rapper, what's happening.
That was a good line.
Who the illest on the scene? Wu-Tang, get the cream, Sinatra gon' reign supreme. Open your mental, get out your feelings like dental. This shit is consequential, like in a fire to the game. Can you read my promise? I want all of y'all to prosper, but deep down you know it's only gonna be one Mufasa. I'm the king, fuck the bling, but just might make you kiss the ring. That was good.
That was a good line. Alright, that flow back there actually really worked for me. Even the Mufasa line, which is a super overused rap cliche, I liked the twist that he did on it. You know, yeah, he is calling him the king, he's calling himself Mufasa, but I get just the way that he delivered that was a little bit different than some of his contemporaries, and I appreciate that. He's getting me back into it.
Know who I be? I'm calling out Jay-Z to jump up on the track with me and smack the whole industry. Show him what that real rap do. The ball's in your court, Hov. I hope to hear from Guru. Woo.
That was kind of an interesting Jay-Z line. Is that the most effective way to get Jay-Z to hop on your track? Maybe. Maybe not. I mean, you could just call him. Don't you know him at this point? Like, don't you have some type... You have mutual friends, obviously. How do you know Jay-Z's even listening? Just call his A&R. Anyway, that was Logic's new single, The Return. So, is it a return? Yes and no. You see, what I appreciate about this track is how quick his flow is on here. He's definitely throwing it back to mixtape Logic. He's definitely throwing it back to a young Sinatra place. But that seeping of insecurity kind of trickles in, and it takes me out of it. You know, I understand that Logic thinks he doesn't get his credit and he's not getting his due and everyone makes fun of him, but I just don't understand why he needs to constantly reference that in his music. I guess I get it in the sense that, oh, I'm trying to show my life and, you know, be personal, you know, like his Under Pressure stuff, which is a very personal album, probably my favorite project. But with that said, it gets tedious. There's all those memes about I'm biracial or I'm black too, like all those different Logic memes, and it's because it's repetitive. And while he's not really talking about being biracial in this track, he's talking more about being underrated or being made fun of. One of the worst tropes in rap is how people on the internet make fun of rappers. You know, that's what happened to Drake's Scorpion, and look how that turned out. Not good. I enjoy some stuff about this track. I like the throwback. Definitely there is a young Sinatra vibe to it. This is more the Logic that I enjoy for sure, and if he made a project full way that was in this vein, I'd probably enjoy it quite a bit. Is it a return though? I don't think it's a full return. I don't think it's a full return. I still think with that seeping insecurity in there, it's just not quite there. There's a couple corny lines. I really did not like that Nike line. That's how I feel on one listen. I will see you guys in a little bit after I've listened to this track a couple more times and give you a full review of what we're dealing with here.
I get up when I'm down, had enough, almost drowned.
Alright, so I've sat down, I've listened to this track a few times. Well, first off, this track has some really cool samples in it. It's sampling Kanye West crack music as well as Nina Simone's Wild is the Wind. And it's actually interpolating another Logic song, Dear God. He is coming in with that young Sinatra aggression, which I really do appreciate. And when he's done that on his mixtapes, one of the tracks I think about is 44 Bars, where he's done that in the past. It works out really well. This chorus is actually pretty catchy, which, you know, some of Logic's choruses can be really good, and some of them can be not so great. But this one actually works pretty well. It's not too preachy. It's actually pretty uplifting in a sense, where he's talking about getting up. You know, you get knocked down, you get back up again. You know, it's that Chumbawamba thing. But it's an effective way of speaking to people, and I think he does a pretty good job of it. It's never overbearing either, which is always the issues that Logic kind of falls into, where he just pushes it a little too much, and you're just kind of like, yeah. But for me, yeah, I like the chorus a lot. I also think he drops some really dope lines here. I especially like the line where he says, fuck a mumble rap, let's make America rap again. That's cool. That's actually pretty dope. And it comes right before he has a line that references that on his 2017 album, on the track Everybody. He referenced how Donald Trump was going to be the second coming of George Bush, where, you know, everyone knows about the whole Kanye saying about George Bush, he doesn't care about black people. Well, he's saying that Trump's going to be that second coming of that, except Kanye won't say that because of Kanye's supposed support of Trump. I thought that was pretty clever. I tried to get over the Nike line. I do not like the Nike line. I'm not here for it, man. But, you know, everything else in this song is pretty solid. I wouldn't call it a return, a full return. There is definitely a return of the aggression. There is definitely a return of very quick, witty lines. I also think the line where he rhymes cream supreme, that line's pretty good as well, especially the reference on Wu-Tang. But overall, it's a pretty good track. You know, I think it's going to make Logic fans really happy. I think it's going to make hip-hop fans more interested in what Logic's about to do, especially ones that have been turned off by his recent projects. It makes me interested enough to want to check out his next stuff, and I was on the fence about if I'd want to do that, and now I do. I actually do want to see what Logic does with his next release. Good stuff. Good stuff. Final rating is good. It's good. It's a good track. Yeah. But what did y'all think? Comment below and make your voice heard. Like, subscribe, and don't be afraid to criticize. This has been the Svetz series. Now send me your queries.
Red and black sweater like my name is Freddy. Color spaghetti. I so messy. Pico khaki. Never lucky. Keep that 30 in my jacket. Look at the diamonds, they on hush mode.